Mima about Aquaba Bion Esa Edoba home based TV so some radio Asetena Mu Nsem esuna yatina ne kama ye ba bedwi enkomo ankasa niemo den eti for akonya ne tina se wenya browning katie bi nso ade facing ho na ye bo ne tete na we na wutie bi afeko Facebook na like share comment na fama ye kama na mi amedi jumedi enwochi amedi edi lady revengean understand and the only Jesus diva of course nti and then you de na mapamfo ewo fidue mu and me ni omo betwetwe enkomo na mom ye topic for discussion you know the impact of heartbreak on psychological health and well-being and no any eba behwe ne anaju na me kokudam for me nu ewo dem ha me ni omo betwe sa enkomo enti tweben o television na yenyina yendi sa enkomo me wa Dr. Richard Egan or a CEO for Nature's Green Medical Center. Dr. Kwaba. Me passion now what to say.
Me ho now so.
Yankopon adawroma yamsi yon ye. Ye better was say tunes afro aba come di ama yen. Ye da say. You say any dey be sua de ankasa.
Oh, say yeah. Any
painting na fie ti say.
Efie ye.
We be akoboko edwuma mu so e.
Oh, free me baby the big kakra.
Obi ahun ye wo. Yeah, that yesu ase. Yo, Dr. Richard Egan ena watena na konwem kama ne ene bebo nkomo ankasa nti won so adwen kire awo no. Ye di nkomo no bi abeso bisa question bi. Bi kire wa adwene so a wo de bomode fafa WhatsApp na Facebook fama ye na ye ndi ho nkomo emfa amma. Afi my next panel Dr. Jackson Seram Avochi, or a CEO for TWRC Certified Mental Health Counselor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then a big girl with them have them walk about. I dream book or dear. Libya Copoco. Because yes, I say. And that dear, I have men with me, and I'm happy. As I say, my dear, you shall remember if you say, Yakoya body in our kitchen, near Yachim Common. Dog, a middle besha as him. Now, no, a yana what you ye what we be a better social media. Ye dream ho a ye hwe ho a kire se wonti ase ye yes suffer suppose suffer bi ne yere. Okay. Ye see me so mo ba kra bi hu kra so aka wo mo se Nyankopon adi wo mo hwammo ene ensem ni bebre nti wo mo nsom wo Nyankopon bi na afa niam bi a wo mo ye wo mo sa wo social media yi so a wo ba yi de ne sabi ne draws penny ne brazier and be ma insu de ne boxer shorts be na wo mu swing yi wo ye fidie nu so ye nyina ye hwe bi na ebi mu se sabi o ma dwuna tochi makakra obi su se emi se o mu so mu di nyame achi bi o esas nyame adi wo mu hwammo ebi mu so ka otherwise to the extent pass in the article bi a me read any o mu se maame no se wotumi di ajanan ekra ye aduane ema oni ni ko ne ba aka no edi o se ne baba ko a wo ye no odina ba afode e di ama ye wiase nipa nyina. Doc, what is happening when we talk of heartbreak?
Okay, so we use social media scenario na odi cancer. Yeah, first of all, now say yeah, address this. Well, apart from being a CEO for the Nature's Green Medical Center,
yes.
My main branch in London.
Okay.
But my baby office was her. And I'm a son so yeah. Apart from being a medical practitioner, I'm also behavioral scientist and psychologist, and also a global health consultant. Okay. Now, issues like this, it comes into a domain because I'm saying research cause of human behavior when you are into behavioral medicine and sciences. Okay. You want to say in the era of the social media, I'm saying, in this part of the world, in Africa, in Ghana, I'm saying, And ours near the end, they use social media mainly for the purposes of drawing attention.
Okay.
Social media for any purpose, others will use it for. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. But the point in this attention I did draw my hono. I am very, very be phobia just say. And these are the things, and once upon a time, no, very uncharacteristic of your crew have for. I will be a few said because globalization, it's in human, the situation, and also at the name of but a difficulty a bit more cool because I live in Europe, Martina, UK for over whatever, me fee crew and I may say A-level time of here. So it's a long time ago, about 3 or 4 different universities in different courses. And you can imagine that me who is so almost quite a fast pace, and the years so again trying to catch up and also so to me. Into the social media near the year both positive and negative, and nowadays you got the negative side and cry also. And yet, who can say it's about beliefs, or it's a human beliefs, which is attached to behaviors. And me GD say because I'm some yes say some no address it to police, and say net news or say no more can't until say obey call assembly no more. First of all, what exactly is going on? No, you big background on your train sana you be who say because same say beliefs in some baba sana na first of all no. They call psychologists department until say be who say psychiatric umu say ya rebi umu na ya training na ya can be but until then no ain't me very sure because so be a claim be even a janaya here can claim we can say they are all claims to be here, but if you find out that's you who say there's some truth in the matter that we can tell. Well, yeah, the bit and generalizations about this behavior. Some of us na behavior when you know. Bit me and at this point because the bit can say A, B, and say. But I could be police a phenomenal ever call society. And sana ye to me preempt ye to me can say A be who say ni pano. Not you need to say and as ye to me can until when assembly now be rolling out the way almost system or hano be rolling out and Sunday bit me from the meaning the Kameka but not at this point. At this point no nothing with the but not at this very point. But not me catch up Miss Macacado for some radios and ya unim yatna sianesa make catch us and a very educational and then interactive into but modern for pen paper ye no watch you who send so na de bomode efafa ye Facebook page and so say your WhatsApp link na face YouTube so your home base Ghana home base TV Ghana so bomode wura hono na show any so ade enso ewo hono say dog we dey me try no kakra wa no see as na wo ka bibi fa friend saying the what do you call it woman shame disappointment of the breakup and the impact into the introduction here very simple it be anything to do with human beings me kind of say send your boy with the brain and the mind be a nibajia if we saw brain and in the mind and and your rebel so be what if we saw me the rest of the body when the part they play physiologically, anatomy, BBR, what the rest of the body but brain aspect say a banner say breakups and a walking first of all me can't say I did a friend of love so nipa say we need beer na was a mobile if you say yes sitting there too yasim hase without certain form of relationship anka nipa Asetena Mu Nsem was area so because anka boredom my dear friend boredom we did some this thing on boredom analysis being and idea anka boredom be was as so anka bia ugina hon man what am second equality but it sounds say your relationships and it gives hope and within the brain and so
don't me say ubeche boredom ni mu
ama
ya hwefo no omo ate
then person me chere say boredom ye ka so be bored ke say ase wo ni hwe ye ase why basa
we need that
so asa ke say hwe ni ho wo ni any that so hope and ye can count wo ho no ase and no so na lead enipa bebre to it say suicide be mo bi aka say me ku me ho boredom yes sa say what one mo na bibia ni ho wo hwe wanimu a we ni ho wo hwe wa chi ahwe ni ho no wa sitting mo ye basa and the come so de wo and a whole lot of the economic hardship we atete into all this is me kada program bi amakoso bi ameka say Ghanaians do very well they said so we approach abrofu ntimi nkopo with hardship bebre enti na yen ho no no omo create lots of facilities about life yeah easy amenities bebre yeah mo hano well yeah hard Ghanaians so I'm a Ghanaian too anyway say near situation it here wa hano say and maybe to say sorry say a boa nipa the other side of it I don't want to go into it you know but the person me trying to say I dear my hope and it's a kujina ebia sorry na bia ye born twene ne na manfo gree na afi so ye preaching ya cancer papa bia to akoma so that change heaven mobako heaven and I say hell be on and all those things scientifically no you understand me different because there's not much proof all the same you believe we say sorry yeah no you be person be can say sorry yeah say a situation like what Ghanaians live in, you know, any ateti a yen kromu hafo. Sebi yetimi doom light be 3 days no be them. Na manfo twaja adwo. Sebi roads are sebi bugumu. Na manfo tete. All these things they bring boredom. Eye ade just bring the hopelessness. Woni ni daso. It is sebi woni baby to say sorry call. And that's when the baby
a social
event. Sorry, is one of the major ones for Ghanaians. So we need be pa, and I won't could be entering. I'm going to say, Nipa baby, no one quite sorry to be her hands. Now, because why I won't quite sorry. But bra, we're not better to set tradition or Ghana. And the make I sing in and say, Nipa be any baby, obey me hope for. Into Odoye, a baby, acquire said drug. Be a no more. Drug no etimi emma body no produce and maybe within the brain. Nti nyanum sa odo no a we say we share odo fufuro. Na wonye the brain there will part be within the brain reward centers. Nti sa reward centers no areas bi nso a yewo chemicals bi ho. And maybe your ho no brain no say anytime obekọ any GM no. Na sa the chemicals no body na start to produce reacting at that point into serotonin will move a scientific word and they need to be breaking it down and your dopamine and you will be to say oxytocin then you part of the neurological nema wo brain no more and ma uni pankasa ho sepe wo without that in so some ka yasita we see we mu edini. If you say within the same vein, or you can have also hope to say, Ochina made lotto. Ochina me believe we say, Sanon be a that
is within the same
within
brain.
the same, you know, what I say. It's a reward, it's very important.
Aha. Mama suka kana mi ko Dr. Sarah mo na me ne ko twin komo. In fact, in some air Canada, I know ording. Mejidisa wo fi awon so tie bi. Wo sua ade ewo mu. Maybe say about psychological health. You can know as anything.
Psychological health impact, you know.
Okay. So, with the open country,
you can just mix up.
I should mix it up.
Yes, whatever.
Right. So basically, me say for this platform, and it's here for you know, my senior colleague has said so much already. What can some be brave? As psychological health, no. Say uti ni ye kra wa bosu dada. All right. So psychological health is simply say senior wadring esi edi ejuma eboa ni pediano ana eboa wo ema wo utumi di nkete hu eni oni nkrofo utumi di nkete hu. Okay. Aside that etumi bo wankasa okay, to survive or to live. That is basically what I would say is that's the basic way I can say is psychological health. But simple adrenal and no and a control be I want to put you.
Okay.
Udidi.
Adrenal. Adrenal.
And no control bibia.
Adrenal control bibia wo ni peduane mu. Adrenal.
Enwa. Wo kasa sesi ya enwa. Nti mi kasa ya twi no antoso ya opese trem no. Adrenal cho say ngrofo no ntini enti wo de trem kakra mo mo. Nti wadwene ne kasa kire. What you say? Me come twi sesi ya obiti honum o tie mi obo say no akwe onye twini o ya igbeni.
Nti o make ya.
Exactly. How did he interpret it? That's the brain. Okay. A comdewa adwene ne ka kire say a comdew. Uti e yawo u baby a adwene ena ema o enya sa
atin. So nine cry o ya ne adwene no. Adwene e ka kire so nine e ya but it's not necessarily the leg pain you feeling in the echo up.
So we have 5 senses.
Okay.
In the system. That's when you are audio hand here, a sense. If you're not thinker, is that not it? You are thinker. I want to smell. Okay. Sense of smell. Sense of hearing. Sense of taste. We need na and a sense of touch. Okay. Ukata when this is here na maybe minsa ebe kawa. Uba hunsa ya minsa na media kawa. Then na hunye. What drink to me a trim say and sa and a media cow. What you say?
But your baby, I will be honest, and none of you, Asetena Mu Nsem yet to home based TV in it, yet to try a program. I just say, I know I didn't say a day brontino, but my dear Facebook just like share comments. Am I so was in the Sabine so I feel good? Your WhatsApp platform, Facebook, YouTube, so a home based TV Ghana, and also, yeah, what come no, please continue.
So your psychological health simply, and it's a so if you are in a
so
good,
if I'm sitting and then I close my eyes and then somebody touches me, my mind is able to tell me that
this
I was touched with somebody's hand.
Yes, and if I use a stick, you can differentiate between
hand
the
and
stick.
the stick.
Do you know why? Some there, okay, udi wenye hunda, yedi ensa accounta, wadreno a register in the memory. Say ensa kawa say netie, na edianso kawa say netie. Inti another time ukata weni na yedi kaw kra. Say unhuni immediately. You can just process it. Udi betu and humba wana adreno amao interest say any. Do you understand? And these senses, okay. Say omu yejuma. They feed the mind with the information, and the brain or the mind processes the information. After you process it, now amount emotions. It gives you an emotional experience. Okay. Until me san cow say and I me rubber or handle say you feel good. But me bo and I me tiwa you feel pain.
Yes.
And the pain me can say me yes say crano
me just say
I'm
for you
exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so that is it. That pain causes you to react. Your emotional reaction affects your behavior.
Your emotional reaction,
your emotions eventually influences your behavior.
Okay.
Affects see how then wouldn't incrofording kita.
Okay.
Into psychological health simply say adrenal information what's the name? Me find is information and triggers are atinka your friend ehunam ne benya say or the be processing any how or the be reacting to other people. That is basically your emotional health. So if the brain or adrenal processes the information as positive, the person will be excited and respond excitedly. But say processing it in a negative form, or say Nipano behavior would turn into the negative form.
So look, with all these, how do you know, say, somebody is having a mental disorder? Looking at all that you are telling us, say, obi adwene ho akakaka kwan bench na be fa obetumi ehun say SMS edwumedi odi and say what his behavior he's having a mental issue. How would you know that?
Okay, so when it comes to diagnosing mental illness, and also a lot of things comes into it. But I'll take it from psychological distress and they are called mental disorder. Okay. Yeah, what has a CA? I explained say the stimulus and I think affects your this thing, your behavior, and the behavior you put, your emotions, and then your behavior. Okay, so if it goes through the process, whatever he's doing, now Gina catch and say Nyamiye, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Obia adjin a catch and say Nyamiye she and say it. The brain is most of the time positive to you, and it gives you instructions that are just okay for you. But a lot of times a yena yetia bonting and a yeting chain and whoever can say nia kweye and sheda and your okay and sheda fakwem but obi stand upon the person will give you a very good reason entia what you say. Okay, so when it comes to psychological problems a lot of times what the culture dictates, okay, what the culture dictates, okay, Oko America Maimo and understand they have a low threshold for stress. Obi TV essay it is a way Nibube to me for I bet you are manipulating depression. I didn't make a hospital.
And the TV I say
the
TV I say kekeno.
I bet you are managing
depression.
I didn't make a hospital. Bagana when TV say what you say. Okay, something like that. So the cultural setting aside that say most of the time say adwin yare ebebema obehu say normal nipa ne eye no obia hu a obeka say we emfa kwan mu two but ono a lot of time on gin too two obehu say ade no nia nipa ne ye no affecting abrabo okay ni day to day living affecting no at times see nipa in them how the person sleeps is affected ni DDM affecting the personal relationship with people okay affecting some normal nyina but ubi sana pana and I point out that the person will not agree to it. That is when it's becoming an illness. Okay, now the person has very good reasons like good reasons into omuti and now behavior senior behavior. But you see, when it lingers on for a longer period, let's say like 2 weeks and above going, and then nipani behavior is consistent like so that, same. And then it continues to affect the physical health one way or the other, because and that's it. Say nipani entumin da, oba who say it will start affecting. It will start affecting him physically. The looks he will look very tired. Yes. Even if you check him physiologically, Oba say the organs do start misbehaving. Say on the year, you say the person will start drinking what? The person start airphone and iPhone. When the person is not when it's affecting when it comes to the area of grooming. And I say nipane ahusiesie dressing yes who say dear menjari cry nya hwe who say one jari 1 week 2 weeks and fan
no you're okay
or you're okay
so
perfect.
At that time what state is the person in at that moment? Okay. What state is that person in that or dream say or you're okay with whatever he's doing but right in front of people's eyes they see say okay state being a woman summary
at that stage we can call it a psychological meltdown or a mental breakdown. At that point it could be say nipano ewo kwan no sa or break it down and now say wa break it down okay So for us to get to that point, who said nipa no etisi, and who physical signs and symptoms, ni say we there bibia kanadwino. Like it had started at times like months back, at times some years back. Ne wom kakra yen hu answer na bedru hono. So for us to see those physical signs and symptoms, if you track it back, na we chiri kra.
Wow.
So that is a breakdown. That's why we say that the person is psychologically broken. But most of the time, about 90% of our clients, more than 90%, even in that state, catch any pan say, Bibi, I can't crowd. The person will tell you, who know about them? Who now we hear treatment? Do you understand? They will never accept it. Do you know why?
That is a woman in situations I'm random. Now we catch no because he or she is right. Maybe I want a war issue.
Yes.
Dog so more here, mommy. Now, me question me the bro beyond ASA. So anybody do that stage now, is it reversible? Me patch me sign about so. But me call dog so na me be some dog. What are some of the things that causes heartbreak when it comes to these issues?
Right. Yes, if we are talking about heartbreak, then we are talking about relationships.
Yes.
And like I said before, human relationships are quite important because without that in the existence, and we are living in this particular world, as I said before, and I even mentioned boredom and not say where I wouldn't need and it has to be not say or don't know a brabum and me Jane knew a brabum, human knew a brabum, and you may be brain knew a brabum, a happening. And the senior processes net here no say first of all say me no ho na your relationship say me heartbreak I say be na say I mean say oba ne be ma
to de bia obi wo ha obi asisi no
yeah
obi aginisika e de adwane obi wo ha no obi aye adwuma se bi obu ni kwase a obi ni obi akwa agreement no ba kwa breach agreement no ni nyina
very much of a heartbreak and most of the time na nipa bebre no can heartbreak relating to oba ne be ma relationship and answer those things no
because you setting mu and now some of those things have led to people mentally abusing
and I'll explain to you why. Because Obia gets into that heartbreak. Heartbreak near where when you to some extent when you be a friend emotional shock and that's a psychological shock. And that time, you know, and you may cause because any form of heartbreak, say in the whole church with me, and most of the time, you know, or banny bema relationship or don't relationship. But when you're heartbreak, when you're broken heart, Ghanaians do normally say that. And you know, sir, heartbreak now when you know. And you may cause near a bit affecting more. Also, normally, no, I not a share side now, affecting more. Side now would be ya will be brave from the relationship, no side now, or no full separation now, banner, affecting more, no. The Ghana for can say the who could be move brain no no and normally na ya na affected more and the side part go through processes be in fact and yet only the what you can clearly see with the eyes so to no assume na no and now all the area na also or whatever it is also something adwene no mu no koso once me di can say tem bia ye nipa de bia ni je ho an say ye reward medilo to ne and ochina me result e be dey very good because of we am say bomb pie ma me ye bechi obi o me fie so ye ma on e ha me all those good things say na doc ken we always love to hear the good things. And at time bia the brain no e me yet ase say na no so dey keep you healthy when it comes to the medical aspect of you know, and then they keep you healthy because say you told me say you feel bored and I be a reward near cost throughout that you know depression because it started with say when you heartbreak now what to would be a reward no it started with be a friend say we caught into stress friends response mode and I said a fight or flight mode and now say there's something also called the black or white thinking mode. Now, our brain I was said with me because send your brain near the kind who know the kind who say nyame a obo wiase de kan ho say yemfa metena wiase we mu. That is the only tool I wo. And no penny tool. And no adwene ekita no koto ni tool what you kita de ba wiase we mu. De ka ho no yes adwene na tumfo na kasa yes say yem use fa enye sa de esi we. Asa and sometimes I look at some of the people who feel say bibia ye yankobo mpaye but to some extent ye twe ho free ho susu ne start see ye dream say na we kura ye den ne baye no nipa me ni to kura den tin what time you all of a sudden wo on pay me bio e den ne baye instead of say me call all night wo ho no matter as mo madwen na ma me tool na yakopon de ma me na ye me brain creative thinking ebe ma me kwan say me fandwen ho say na krachi kura na ope me did he even love me and you sika bi na no ope enti wo timi start say wo process it say no so wo timi nya say to me na fair enough want timi anya wo be go through stress response
but did that wo change say who a relationship you should psych yourself. It can be bad, it can be good.
This is what I tell people. I'm able to tell people, say, people are not to money guy. I have done that because I'm not afraid to say those things. It may seem controversial, but may ma obi in fire I am mental health and we for the rest of their days. Yetima force ni pebia moma tena ema enebi no matwen se kan will be no so because very much so because of my emotions say fight or flight me matam me ba beko different kakra ma was sa butre na kakra ye dey different on kasa bebre but be reacting 10 inti se woni nipa neti na ekeka ko sa time na ye betwe se kana because it starts from somewhere. In fact, mental health be beyond started from somewhere.
Wow.
Inti ekeka ba no se we sebe so for na to na area baba ka cho se me ba sorry me kunu nyema bi o ye mentiase o mu yemfa nyempa ebo o mu friend na yen kasa nkyere no sa brain nye the time a wo so for bit ma handle sa brain no was so psychologist wo ubeko obi otimi study observe ye adwuma no medically and psychologically ni ye observe nti wo watch it uno hwe trend na e kono a and e be kire wo say ade na e kono a healthy relationship because a healthy relationship will be no sebi ye kasa obi your healthy relationship mo enye wo ya wo ne wo matete ho no mo na obi enstro ni papa
anase mato cars and
then those things and also we to toss ani me nyina na betena fie na obi ankasa no nyonko ho if you no ba ntimi nkasa be ma ho enkwala isusu ntimi mie o ma no enso cars asam fie on mu nyina that is not a healthy relationship. Healthy relationship is where you can interact.
Dog say obi was a situation no unso betimi abemu bi so obi was a situation ni mu a somewhere no na just say aware na say relationship na owo no break up into also or set up no start to join ho because one say we are say everything is about observation and na science work kind of move say but everything is about observation. In fact we economics to we dey science kakra wo mu dada. Yes, that is the life I lead whether we like it or not. It is about observing and comparing and measuring and testing. What I say, this is all that human beings must do. Into ni planet one na odoni nkoyia broken heart bebem esan say obeja ho when yawa be manu anija onni no e bia boredom or relationship no mu or the be in fact the one way or the be rewarding ho I'm sorry to say but I have to tell the viewers to listen. Or best status or be pema hey
because that reward the only thing a bit make people or no so no better no either so obeja obepere nije obebi foforo na obefia na wo no wakoye say you know I say wo ho no mo mpese obeja wo ontimi nya for cultural reasons for other reasons assurance mamu nyai ya biansa to so say yes forever and ever mo nware
yes
nya ne sa ntino say ni say broken heart bebe mo where what trust na would you say papa ko ntimi mfa machi e dey na ma odwin say ontimi mfa wachi
na che say who a relationship wa odwin papa kakra
no odwin bone kakra fi
say home based TV sunia dog say Doctor Wuji Papa Kakra. No, I didn't born in Kakra. And then to me see and Asetena Mu Nsem so near was some radio now. Maybe your phone line is not at the amount now, so maybe I will be ano. Also, what joining in now? What question be a well be said Kukudam for I know me you are no comma. And maybe I will be out there, Missy Bora Facebook, home based TV, and like, share, and comment. YouTube and so a home based TV Ghana, yes, to me life and so I will honor more. And the questions did there, Fafa all angles, Lafa Benana, dear, a hot seat, yes, yeah, dear, and dog. Mama, dog, home so what's your take on that? You see, Ujini Bonnie Kakra. Now, what Juni Papa Kakra, human health, no, doesn't work that way.
Okay, so
I saw what you want. Now, so the piano, what you need, where's Juni what should we do?
You see, the interesting thing is, from where he's coming from, I agree with him so much. And I would say that is one of the things my father taught me that helped me a lot. If I mean Ujin Boni Kakra, now Ujin Papa Kakra.
Your daddy taught you about that?
Oh yes. And it's not just about relationships.
Okay.
One, there are some people, heartbreak comes in every angle. When I lost my dad, I was brokenhearted. My mom is still brokenhearted, almost 5 years now, after losing my dad. But yes, yeah. But I was able to handle it better because what he taught me, and he said, and when I made processing, he can die at any time. Me dream semi papa be to me wa say you're born in a me dream, but me dream so say as on tenacity na me no. That is a good aspect of it. Do you understand?
Okay.
So
you know, say definitely he will die one day, but your wish for him is his well-being.
Exactly. So we have, when you think positive, you think negative. It's a defense mechanism. Your friend defense mechanism. How they bought you protect your emotions about it.
Okay.
Main country before me papa bewuno, I had nama dream hundada a process that in case he dies, say never call whatever. What emotions will I experience? My fame. Me fame pa. So I don't know who you know. I didn't really get a shock. Mania shock.
Because now already know what cycle that what share it was that area anymore.
But there was one thing I didn't do. And it's which was the other side of what I really wanted to support him. And I was in the process of supporting him. Like I put things together to help him, like to get things running for him at that time.
So he can survive.
When he decided, excuse me to say, to go. That side. So though I was able to...
So you are defending.
Though I was able to process it to some extent. No, man fan channel. Oh, seriously. And it took me almost 2 years to process it. And I'm telling you, it got to a point I started getting depressed because I didn't process that grief. I didn't grieve him. I was angry with him. Okay. You were angry because he wanted to let go. He wanted me to buy a car for him. You wanted him to leave. I bought a car. I had paid half for the car. I had given down payment for the car, and then I had booked a place for him and my mom, somewhere around Takrady to go, at least to have a lifetime experience. And while I was while I did that, while I was doing that, then it was about 2 weeks for them to go for this place. Then on the Monday, my mom called me, your dad had a stroke. And I had to leave. We'll go and pick him to the place. When I was taking him to the place, even that I had to borrow somebody's car to do that. I told Dad, I'm buying a car for you. We are going to. He said, I'm there till Tuesday. That's what he told me. And the Tuesday he didn't even reach, and he left. I got pissed off.
Wow.
And I couldn't process that one. It took me 2 years.
2 good years.
Yes. I was avoiding it. But it got to that point, and I started acting it out on my mom without knowing.
Wow.
And acting it out on other people. I realized when I couldn't look at his picture. I always avoided his picture. But I was so strong. I was the one who handled and managed everything. But it got to the point when I knew I was breaking down. So I had to help myself mourn him and grieve him. And you know how I did it? I place a camera before me. I own it. And
who was that situation? Bibia to her. Will you who free more any year? Was say no or or freeze that situation in Timpacho.
The fact is, because I knew, because of my understanding of whatever it is, I got to know this is what I was experiencing, this is what was going on. Now, I put a mirror before me, big one. I put a camera in there, and I spoke to the camera as if I was talking to my dad. And I expressed everything I wanted to express to him. To whatever I wanted to tell him, I told him in the camera. I wept over 30 minutes continuously.
Really?
I wept and I grieved. And at the end, I told him I've forgiven him.
Oh.
Okay. When I did that, I got relieved. I didn't end it there. I have a mentor. I have a mentor, Augustine Papasego. He is my mentor. He's the one who supports me. He's more like a father after my dad got. I spoke to him about my experience on this, and then he counseled me through it.
Okay.
So though I'm into the area of counseling, I have somebody that I fall on.
At that point, you thought you needed somebody to help you, though you were a counselor yourself.
Not even at that point. Till date, even 2 days ago, I was calling Papa because I needed to talk to him. I was at a point I needed to talk to somebody. I call my mentor all the time for support. If I am not able to get my mentor, I call other people around. I have a support team for me,
for
myself.
Yourself.
Psychological support team for myself. So if you are there and there is nobody you can call and talk to, a professional you can call and talk to, sorry.
Me pacho some radio maybe a phone lines ne atumu e de ama o see obi ahin obi e wa brabo yi mu e to da e wo saudi enkofo bi a wo mu de etwa wo ho ehia na wo amane bi mu anase wakoto ateche bi mu a wo motumi epagya wo ade wo efiri mu ono ne dia ofa mu nie e no so ka che kwan otumi fe mu no po wenwie wo sample bi e sankasa e kire no ansa na wo tumi e ye relieve e ko nanimu Frey also experience anything or contribution or question be a but modern Frey na entry some common. In fact, dog has gotten me so emotional. Papa and ne energy as I can. But yes, you be being so I will say Nina ensign we are singing soon. I was so winning Bonica crack. I can papa cry say be able to me see at a point in time. What do you say about his experience? And before you tell us that, do you think say a necessary say senka obi ni obi esi aware kwan so a enke wo say wo mutumi ehia psychologist na
me feel say enke beboa in fact bibia e koso wi ase me ka say I'm into medicine. I'm into a lot of things, but well, global health. I'm a Coco here as one of my specialist masters. It has exposed me to a lot into, well, I did behavioral science and psychology as well. Now, Boami, because I think, I've often said, Senka, in schools, say you bet me.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. People talk Udini, maybe I'm afraid you're free.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Me pacho lower TV volume no MIN nani en kasa wote telephone so.
Pacho me fresh tema.
Yo. Ye tie wanadwe.
Pacho me brand no na me susu kakra se. Me when my papa because we are problem bi am. I feel me who dey make catch but me now for a payment. And I mean, okay, so we say, and that's how we now we do because the moment that we do, you see the pay. I can't be brave, but me cry that you open and I said, Visa, then Diana, not almost compassionate, not a not so compassionate. And the crap, and the crap. Yadana Sepa, Uncle na on influence. Yamisi Shiramunina.
Onshira also MIA. Yada se bebre also betimi afa wo phone na wa frɛ ebia na se de enua ba ne kan wo experience bi mu ono so aka ne de wo wo di na wo question bi adwenkyerɛ bi a ye twa sa mail fa bi fa WhatsApp fa bi fa Facebook YouTube nso ye wo ho kama intino na don
na me can say anka ade e friend psychology ade a anka o say about basic school.
okay.
Now right from the word go now you chere enipa senia adwen we eye adwuma senia behavior where it comes about you ma enipa behave in a certain way. In fact anka yes you best started from basic school. You bet chere psychology. I mean, when my daughter told me so among all the things I even with cancer on your medicine but obey psychology me bo me say man nyam na influence no. But in Koma, ye tifia ye di, any send them see through questions.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello. Me pacho, o yen fa fufuro so. Don't just mind.
You know, what say you who say adwene, and na my reward, and once na my a reward. Sa de na was ye tia say ye bi mu say wo relationship bi emu a. Baby a bit messy. Yeah, papa near mama. Oh yeah.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello. Oh, your line need to be any so don't watch your
you need you. You need your girlfriend or who you need your papa near mammy or who. We must remember say reward for good. Positive need reward for negative never and now being a very fragile. We can't dare say be we say you're fragile. I being a fragile channel. It's say I getting idea be a bit more anywhere. In fact, nipa no masasi so bebre say be Ghana am can say a dambo but quite a dambo at any time. When nipa be a bit me a switch it. In fact, there's a thin line.
Hey, dog.
Oh yes, there's a very thin line.
Seriously?
There's a thin line between being sane and insane.
Really?
Me make a thin line here very thin. And to say you will leader be, who are penny be, who will be bushim, who are baby, which way will bush your penny, but to somebody. Not society pan a behave in a certain way. Mamu you know and tell me say, dear all you know is the right thing. Yeah, well, there was a ship captain, there was a film I watched. Ship captain, no, the naval officer, what the accolades I can see it. Now, or running ship not aground. Ne petty officers, young officers, no. So now sitting up, say no. Into one of them with the psychology degree, it was a naval officer, but with a psychology degree. Not two honors, you know. Prepare the or your own taking instructions, now unknown so the instruction go baby so and your papa. So they realized that he had one of these mental health conditions.
Wow.
Now or call are off. But to be through that person can be wohene, that person can be a leader, community leader, wherever. Maybe no call into me Yisro. Who can come and make a case as any. I didn't know what mono sister brother. I thought maybe a way a penny impo. Now we didn't put him now her name ko ya. She psychologist. Now bisano psychotherapist and obi. The kitchen said, Jack, this time I drain on me drain sisu ye. Bibi hamia na. Me no monsa, just like my brother was saying, you know, be a wound no monsa. There a call or happened to him, you know. It has happened to so many people. He could have gone into one thing. A very warden, alcoholism. Obetimi edaya and sano. A very warden, a papa, in fact,
it's okay.
Or kukomu we are no what's in the baby. A guy free in the miso and nega, waka 7
that's it.
Reward. I'm getting a fragile.
Hey, I said, I can't say. And many Dr. Richard Egan, or a CEO for Nature's Green Medical Center.
Both London and here.
Both London and then GH. And Yawadio, Yogana, Yawadia, and I train on Commodore. Yada se papa say obeye nhyira edemaye ene anadwene naso empaye ne se odwuma wo ye ne bekoso aye kese na akire na brebi e be from so no wetumi ababe so yasen edi amaye ane oni Dr. Jackson Serum Avotri ono so ye CEO for TWRC certified mental health or a counselor for that. And you know, me say, oh, buy a page in the so be said beside the and I saw the friend dog. Oh, last submission. Don't have any idea.
Okay. Well, so say baby what me can actually Ghana for and then he said Adrian we Mu Nsem Dawson. Na Ghana for yatna as a abre people are suffering ye bre ye hunia baby problems ne fever. So what compare Bobia several times ye bompire mouth for particular thing for so long and qua would bra ho would see to it say enyem paiwa at times tablet bakupe ever solve physical illnesses, okay? Physical body. Microphone what yem yaw say bibi na me yem, bibi na me body me tree ha yem ya de all those things. Why bohum paya some nightmares, normal basa just come to us, okay? Adrenamu edo. Okay, if I don't have, I think the time is up. Else we would go into a lot of little things. Little things. Normal kitting ya. Hayen. Yedi tinafi. Yes, mumbra like. It's annoying. Let me say, it's annoying.
Don't say it is annoying.
It is annoying when it comes to mental health issues.
And I yedi jumediene ebesi ankasa ne anaji. Yedi jumediene besi. Yebesa tunsa from na womasa abe cheche mubio. Or say concern mental health issues. No, in fact, there is a thin line between sanity and insanity. It's a break issues and as a niyama echiro so we enye seek help. Maintenance keke bomba de mouth so kwana ko hwehwe mmoa se na be a ho beto na one slide it off. O se ne die na eto no ono so opɛ mmoa na nyame adom mmoa no enso eba ema nti ye doctors ye beda mo ase ankasa me amedi dwuma die hu chia me be the lady Reverend Jean Anderson meda MCR ase afei me producer enso akofa meda won so ase efo nyakopo ensha sugar bread nyame ensha mo mo hwe nyina nyame ensha mo ma Christine, I love you so much. Me deputy chairman Mr. Ato, God bless you so much. I love you guys. And me catch me see weekend yesie mase enti me se be a wo bia obetimi aba be kan ye ho na wa be hye ye den no akonya ne eda ho ede ma e wo tema community 2 BBC taxi station wa and right 10 and ye eyi no weekend di brana be so yase na yensie yase anase ye maame kamaka ya anti Cecilia edu ni yensie no na mechia eye mi ankasa me maame nso wo me anti Sisi onyankopon enhira wo nso obi bia wo hwe yen e wo home based TV Asetena Mu Nsem yase ye do fa wasemre yen ye be yi kan kama na ye be ma wo emua na wo so ohu ato na watwe senne ye be san atena sebio na ye bobo hu adwendwe hu na wenya wo de ye nsusu ye nya ye de anaje do nyame enfo anon fa wo ensie yie na wona tabana se. I love you so much. God bless you and God bless us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Asetena Mu Nsem.